So Lawnmower and I are sitting around doing what we usually do, and that is to say smoking crack and figuring out ways to get money from more crack. And his phone goes off. And we're going to call the guy on the other end of the line Juicebox, and you'll see why in a second here. So Juicebox owns a giant bottle depot in the city, and it's a big one, actually. And he is less than scrupulous, we'll say. And I don't know much about bottle depots still. Even then, I knew even less. But what I was about to learn was that apparently there is some sort of bottle depot police, the commission of some sort, if you will. And somebody has tipped off the bottle depot police to Juicebox's unscrupulous activities. What he's been doing, I guess, is buying Tetra Paks, which is to say a juice box, out the back door of a juice box factory. And they're the blemished ones, I guess, the ones that don't make quality control or partially full or whatever. They're the garbage ones. So he's buying them out the back door of a juice box factory for pennies on the dollar, and I don't know, maybe it's 2 cents. At that point, if you took a juice box, your own in a Tetra Pak or whatever, you were getting 5 cents for it. So let's say he's paying 2 cents on these juice boxes. As people would come in and return theirs, he would slowly mix in these blemished ones with it and take the extra money and put it in his pocket. It's actually quite the hustle when you stop and think about it. So he calls, Lawnmower answers the phone, and Juicebox is in a mad panic because the bottle depot police are on their way to come look at him. I guess somebody tipped them off. So who can imagine? Maybe it was a jealous lover, a Tetra Pak enthusiast, or possibly a jealous bottle depot owner. Who knows, right, with that whole community. But anyway, if the tipster's identity is that important to you, make it up if you have some creative license here for this story. So he's in a mad panic. He wants us to come down and get these things out of the way. We have no idea what we're about to get into, but whatever, right? There's a chance to do something for some money here, so off we go. So we show up at this bottle depot, and he takes us into this back part of the warehouse, and there's these 4 giant, and I mean giant bags of juice boxes sitting there. I don't know if you've ever been in the back of a bottle depot to see how it all works back there. I certainly hadn't, and I don't imagine you have either, right? But these bags, they also use them for shipping seed. They're like 5 by 5 by 5. These giant white nylon bags with like 4 loops at the top of, the corners there, the loop at the top of every corner, so you can pick it up with a forklift or a sling or whatever, right? They're massive, right? And when they're full, they're really massive. So he's got 4 of them sitting there, and get rid of them, he says. And I don't remember what he was going to pay us to get rid of these damn things. It was a few $100 or something. I don't know. But it was enough to get high for the day anyway. So yeah, okay, let's get into it, right? When we start to load these things up, it is everything we can do to get 2 of them into one truckload. And this is a 3/4 ton truck. It's not a small one. And through some creative strapping and maneuvering and messing around, we managed to get 2 of these on at a time. So we got to make two trips back to our place where we have this single car garage. Now, to unload them, we don't have a forklift anymore, 2 of us got to get in between these things and, use all of our body strength, roll them off the back of the truck and into the garage, if you can imagine this, right? So, fine, we get the 2 trips done and we take our money and now we're sitting around getting high again and we got to figure out what we're going to do with these damn, these 4 giant bags of juice boxes that we have sitting in the garage. Well, I'll tell you what we did. We decided to start counting them and taking them. They're worth 5 cents each, and there's a lot of them in this thing, right? So, oh dear, we filled up garbage bag after garbage bag and counting, and at one point it got so crazy that just like the mafia in the casinos back in the day when they figured out they could just weigh the money instead of having to count it all, that's what we started doing. We'd put this milk crate on an old bathroom scale and a garbage bag inside it, and we'd fill it up until it weighed whatever the hell 100 juice boxes weigh, right? So anyway, over the course of the next month, we visit every bottle depot in the city. And our city's got about 1 million people, and there's a lot of bottle depots here. And I'm pretty sure we hit each and every single one of them with these bags of these juice boxes. And it's crazy because, a huge percentage of them were still viable. You could pass them off. Some of them were garbage, of course, right? But nobody ever took a second look. Not one of these guys sorting stinky containers all day for a living even took a second look at these damn things and said, hey, what the hell is this? Nothing. Not a word. we were showing up. We saw every single one of them 2 or 3 times in a month, right? Because there's only so many bottle depots, and we had thousands and thousands of these juice boxes. By the end of the month, I think we brought in about $4,000. My memory might be a bit off on that, but it was somewhere in that range anyway, right? Like, it was a lot of juice boxes, and we got high for a month, right? So, it was just crazy. But yeah, so that's the juice box to you see juice boxes and I see Coke story, right? Now, thanks for listening to my story, guys. For more like it, come to the Dopey Canuck Podcast. That's at dopeycanuck.com or dopeycanuck.ca.